What's up, everybody? Good morning. All right, so we're gonna spend a little bit of time while I'm still waking up and kill these two. See if we can't get that spear, because I need a good piercing weapon for piercing skill buff. Wait a minute, was I supposed to get? I thought I was supposed to get a new strength buff last le last level. No, I was supposed to get a new stand buff, Spirit of Ox. Did I? Is that this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. Oh, nice. 23 stam. Wonder how much health that gives me. All buffs. I don't know. Pet still has Inferno on. It's not. Wait for a med tick. So I was looking for some stuff to go get, and I definitely want to go get. We're gonna go to Canark after I get this spear and this hammer. We're gonna go to Canark. I'm gonna try to kill Gracchus the Destroyer because he has the Goblin Skull earring, so we can get Grimora, which is a little. Hopefully, it'll help with my missing problem. It's only like 10 attack, but I mean, shit. Take any attack I can get. I do need to get my new poison dot. Get to 75 mana and we'll start. Good God. Dude hates me. You resist? He swings fast as hell, dude. That's him slowed. I mean, look at that. Watch it swing, swing. Oh, I guess he's getting doubles. Yeah, you got a weapon skill. Hell yeah. 168. So that means my whole stream yesterday. I started at 165 yesterday. So it means the whole stream I got 2, and I just got 1. Takes so long, dude. Get to at least like 50 mana just in case this goes poorly. Because that one damaged my pet a lot more than he had been being damaged by the guards. So I guess they have a level variance. God, idiots. What? This one's not even like I'm gonna have to heal my pet. Guess you gotta change my heal macro. It's the recast time has changed. Let's see. So we got a 3-second cast, 2.2 recast. Pause 45. So it needs to be like pause 52 at least. Well, let's try 53. See how this works. Oh, so it needs to be maybe 54. Good work. Man, what is the respawn on these? I thought it was only like 5 minutes. No way, it still hasn't been 5 minutes. Uh, Oh, it's a 10-minute respawn in this zone. Turtle Shouter? That's an invisible man. Damn, 10 minutes. Alright, so we should probably weave a couple, maybe just something, dire wolf or something for some XP. Hey, fuck you, guy. Get out of here. Whoa. This pet has like crazy. Wait a minute, does this boost their health regen or something? Oh, it doesn't say to. This pet has much higher health regen than the last one. The last one was doing 1% a tick. This guy's doing 2%, and then I think the next one's 3. Yeah, so he's doing 2.5% a tick. That's wild. Let's see if my new macro works. Nice, perfect timing. Gotta get some mana to rehaste my pet. That takes a lot of mana, dude. Actually, I'm curious. I don't know what my mana pool is, so I like finding spells with nice round numbers and seeing what percent it takes away from my mana bar. So this one's like 200, I think. Yeah, so that should give us a very clear idea of how much mana I have. Damn, dude, I'm on close to 40. So we're at 50%. 27. You got like 870 mana-ish. Oh, I thought some other beast lord was taking the mob. I was like, you motherfucker. Could be good now. On tick. Come on, guy, give me that spear. I'm gonna grab a wolf or something real quick while we wait. Good lord, we just mowed that one down. Insane. I'm watching Raz and he's talking about how he's playing solo self-found on a paladin. The video I'm watching, he's only like 20 something, but he's like, I'm wearing leather. It doesn't get much worse than that for a melee. I hear him say that, and I look at my only leather armor as a melee. I'm like, yeah, he's right. It doesn't get much worse. I feel like I'm wearing fucking wet tissue paper. Got that napkin armor. Yeah, I need to let these hit me actually, because I need that defense skill. Because it's only going to get worse from here, you know. So I got to keep my defense up at least, so I have decent avoidance. Hopefully. What do we got here? Probably is that a two-hander? I think that's a long sword or a two-hander. I can't tell. Probably a long sword based on its proportion to him. No, that's two-hander. I don't think the two-handed swords are any good. I think they're only like 12 damage or something. Which is funny because the one-handed spear is 12 damage. So it's kind of wild how they. Which this Velium spear, like I said, there is another Velium spear that has that has only 6 damage on it. And that's the one you mostly see. Like when you see a mob that has in Velius that has a spear, most of the time it's the 6 damage Velium spear. But this one only drops off these two guys. Like no other mob has it. And it has, you know, they're both called Bellium Spear, but for some reason these two guys get a special Bellium Spear that looks cooler and has double the damage. Yeah, we got 1243. I don't know why, but I read that as the damage at first. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know if I should pick that up, really. It's heavy. Yeah, watching Raz has made me want to. So Paladin was my first character that I made on EverQuest. Um, I was on Project 99 Red PvP server, and I made a human Paladin without knowing. And it was in Classic era too, so this is pre-Canarch. Server maxed out at like 20, 30 people. It was just me playing a solo Paladin, and everybody else on the server was some kind of, mage, enchanter, druid, wizard, etc. So, yeah, it was hell. But it's kind of cool though, because I was completely new to EQ, didn't know shit about it. Probably picked one of the hardest. Hell yeah. There we go. Look at that thing. Get in there, dog. Give me that spear. Go on in there and give me that spear. Get off your ass. What are you doing? Yeah, I accidentally picked like probably one of the harder, other than maybe just like a solo warrior or something. Definitely top five hardest characters to make solo on a PvP server in classic era, especially someone that doesn't know anything about the game, doesn't know where to get items, doesn't know what spells are, like what resists you need, what stats you need, how to where to go, what to do. Anyway, it was really cool though, because I went from that beginning to now that character is sitting at level 60 with gear from Temple of Vishan, one of the best, actually the best weapons for Paladin in the game. I got the Great Spear of Dawn, and I got the Rock Smasher. Is that what it's called? It's a two-handed mace. It's got an inherent 40% haste on it. Thing's nice. Hey DevQ, what's up? How have you been? Getting our spear. That thing's cool looking too. Give me that. I can eat all these cougar skins. Yeah, look at that, dude. 1224. That is a crazy ratio. It looks pretty sick too. Playing on Epic Hardcore. How's that been going? You still having fun on it? Alright, now time to go get the hammer. If we can make it through the Eastern Waste, that's going to be... God, it sucks not having any kind of invis or anything. At least we got Spirit of the Wolf. We can run fast. Have you lost any characters yet? This kind of. It's like a melee hunter, pretty much. It's like a mixture of a melee hunter and it has a few shaman spells. It's a Beastlord. Closest thing that they have to a hunter in this game, really, other than I guess ranger's closer, but it doesn't get a pet. Yeah, it is. I always liked the name Beastlord. I've never played this expansion. Uh, and this class was new to this expansion or whatever, so I've actually never been able to play one before because I only played on like the old school servers where they didn't release this stuff. Feels like a yeah, dude. It sounds like a sword and sorcerer. There is a there's one named something like that. I think it's Beastmaster. I think that's a '80s movie, like one of those old sword and sorcery movies. Pretty sure I'm looking it up now. Hopefully I don't die. Oh, I need to pick up the skinning rocks before I forget. They are on the ground somewhere. I just got to get two of them to make my cloak. Oh, you watched it like 2 months ago? Yeah, I went through a kick where I was watching a bunch of those. I don't know why it sucks that that genre was abandoned. It was so good. You got like Conan and uh was is it not Dragon Lance? That's a game. I actually haven't ever seen the Beastmaster. Dude, I probably couldn't hold my phone up and let's see, but like the screenshot that it's showing on Google as the first result is him holding up two ferrets and like staring at them. I gotta watch that movie. Oh, there's one. Knew it was around here somewhere. So I gotta turn in two skinning rocks and that wolf hide, and I get a pretty sick cloak. Was that manticore? Yeah, I didn't even know there was manticores in this game. Let's see, where am I? I'm trying to remember some of the numbers of what was that one? That one was like right here. I think there's one like 50, 50, 10 sounds right. Kind of hard to see them. Half naked man killing goblins. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that, dude. Well, that's why I got excited when they were gonna have that Dungeons and Dragons movie, the high budget one that just came out a couple years ago. And I liked it and stuff, but it was like I mean they did hold true to like the game in some ways, but I feel like they could have. Um, what'd he say, Defke? I don't know what he said. Oh well, thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. I appreciate that. No, Well, it's cool to have someone on hand that can translate for me if anyone ever comes in here. All right, come on now. I know it's around here somewhere. I've seen it. All right. 50 something. 52. Well, I don't want to say that. I'm gonna guess it's right there. Old Spear of the Wolf getting ready to fall off. Hey, thanks, Black Bullet. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Right now, we're just trying to find a skinning rock so we can make a cloak. Well, we already found one. We just need one more. Hope you had a good stream, man. I think it's one at 52:12. Right there. I was just doing this the other day, so I remembered some of the coordinates vaguely, but yeah, I guess I don't remember them after all. Probably gonna have to look it up. Ah, that's lame. I thought I was gonna be able to remember it. Let's see. To the database. Oh, it's 50, negative 58, negative 10. So I'm about there. Well, we were close. In the ballpark. No, there's only one pet for the Beastlord. Is it much? Maybe it's just like not. Oh, there it is. Nice. Cool. Well, that's done. Now we just got to get our Yak Man meat. Actually, I don't even know how I'm going to turn that in. More an accurate Beastlord. Well, that's one thing. So, Monsters and Memories made a Beast Master, and Beastmaster he has like his permanent pet that is works like a WoW hunter where you can go out and tame uh any animal or whatever, most any animal I guess. But then you can also summon a swarm animal where you can have two or three extra of whatever kind of animal that you can summon for a few minutes. Pretty fun class. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm sure on EQ it was probably a thing where they, if anything, they just didn't want to mess with the technical difficulty of that. Because most of the time when they tried to do anything, they ran up against like technical limitations and limitations of the engine and everything. Like they didn't have a scripting engine, so in all zones where there's any kind of scripting that happens, where like a quest or whatever, where people have to walk around and talk, they actually have invisible NPCs that are shouting commands, like just text commands at the NPCs that you can't see or whatever, and that's how they that's what their scripting was. So boss fights or whatever would just be like 50 invisible men like coordinating everything. Yeah, Monsters and Memories is a different game. Oh, you couldn't tell this was Monster. I thought, oh god, dude. Yeah, this is EverQuest. Yeah, Monsters and Memories is the new game that's like heavily inspired by this. This is the original. That's funny, dude. Devkey doesn't play EQ. We played WoW together and stuff. So I guess this in Monsters and Memories looks the exact same to someone on the outside. Well, I mean, in Monsters and Memories defense, that's kind of what they were going for, I think. So I don't. Oh shit. No, we're good. Kill it. Try out the spear. Probably gonna miss a million times though. I have no pierce skill. And 115. It's not awful. Like halfway. 30 ish. No, why Spirit of the Wolf on my nuke button? Yeah, that's gonna take a minute. Awesome weapon, but I gotta be able to hit stuff, so I'm gonna. We just farmed this, the 1224 Velium Spear from the Frost Giants over there at Iceclad. Okay, now we're going to Great Divide. I'm gonna try to get one of those Drakel hammers, however you say it. I'm probably still going to be working on weapon skills when I'm like pushing 60. I don't see how they're going to catch up. I know I have like once after this next level, I'm pretty sure once I turn 40, I have like 10 levels where my weapon skill cap doesn't go up, so maybe I'll be able to get them close over that. But they're just so far off. Alright, so in this zone, we got to kill some yak men over here. We got to get their body parts. I got to figure out a way to turn it in. Because the guy I have to turn it into is hostile. And I don't have invisibility. I don't have feign death or lull or anything. I think these are the dudes I gotta be farming, I'm pretty sure. I know they're down here somewhere. know if they. Okay, they're blue. Hmm. All right, that's not bad. I was expecting them to be like in the high 40s or something. Somebody here. We got Thickless Cage and oh, it's a solid name. Don't kill myself falling off a mountain. All right, so I'm gonna rebuff and I'm gonna see what this dude is up to. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, are they 60s? Wonder what they're doing here. Dex. I think the drop for the hammer, it was saying it's around like 5%, so it shouldn't be that long of a camp. Main problem, I just gotta figure out what to do about Blood Maw. See if anybody in chat has some ideas. I could see what my stand buff does now. So we're at 1029, 1083. That's not bad. 54. Cloudy potion. Oh, does invent? I don't know why I was thinking you couldn't turn in quest while in biz. Oof. I think I might have jumped the gun a little bit. I asked, if anyone had any ideas on how to turn that quest in, and the dude volunteered to help me, but I think he was like heading here. I'm like, dude, I don't have the stuff to turn in yet. I was just getting ideas. Making borscht right now. I've never had borscht before. Oh, I got it. So it's like a vegetable beef soup, but you guys use like use beets in it and everything. Actually, looks good. I haven't had a beet since I was like 7 years old. AC, use proc. That's no problem. I think that's all. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We over here we use slightly different ingredients usually, but it's just like a vegetable, and it's usually in a thinner broth. It looks like because I was looking at some pictures of it. I think the beets give it like red coloring, and since we usually don't put beets in a vegetable beef soup, ours kind of have like a you know brownish broth. Sneak, perhaps. I don't think Beastlord get sneak, do they? We don't usually get much utility other than like Spirit of Wolf. I don't know. We got damage. That's pretty much what we got. Yours looks yellow. Yeah, no, some of them are. Yeah. This first picture though, dude, it looks like it's like ruby red, like a deep red. They went heavy on them beats. I guess these are the guys. I'm pretty sure. Definitely this part of the map. What the? The targeting in this game is so wonky sometimes. At least it's not on a PvP server where that debuff would have actually taken hold on my pet. Yeah, he's a frost giant. These giants are actually small compared. Oh, no, gotta move. The hell is going on? Oh, he walked up the tree. Why they got pop out of the ground? Yeah, I feel like the other giants are bigger. The ones on like the old world or whatever. The sand giants and stuff and the mountain giants. I could be wrong. Maybe these guys are just skinnier, so they look smaller. Yeah, dude. I remember that was so fun. I remember first playing Skyrim and getting killed by one of those guys. I wonder if that was intentional or if that was just a bug, but that literally happened to me every time one of them would kill me. It would just like smack you down so hard you just bounce up, go 100 feet in the air. These guys seem to be tougher than the other ones. I guess they're different level. Oh, race none. Can't wear it. Damn. Does a quest turn in? Oh, shit. He's red. Yeah, I feel like that guy kind of wrecked us a little bit. I gotta make sure I'm killing the right ones for the hammer. I think these dudes are working on some kind of faction quest, maybe. Boss Giant, Scout, Berserker, and Elite in the Great Divide. Yeah, okay. Oh, these guys are a lot higher level. That's why. But they have less health. That's weird. The ones over in Iceclad were like 4 levels lower, but they had 500 more health. Strange. Yeah, that's a white con right there. I think it's the same level. Can you heal your pet? Yeah, yeah. He actually regenerates his health super fast though. Uh, I just got a new pet once I leveled. I just got like a higher level pet, and he has a lot more just passive health regen than like I did because you can tell we were both at the same health pretty much when we sat down, and now he's almost full. Super fast in EverQuest terms. It's all relative. EverQuest is a downtime game. You don't want to let your health get low because it takes forever to get it back. It's about resource management. Pretty new and thinking of going back to Quarm. Is there a faster way to rest up? It depends on your class and your race. Um, if you're a paladin, they get a passive health regen. The main thing is health. You can get mana back pretty quickly with meditate. I mean, it goes up pretty quick, but health on its own, there's nothing that raises your health on its own. Like leveling and stuff won't naturally increase your health regen. So you have to have some kind of regeneration buff put on you. Or trolls and Ixar, they get a passive health regen buff. You can get gear with passive health regen on it. But if you want like low downtime, a pet class is honestly the best way to go because pets regen way faster than players. So Necromancer is pretty good because they can even siphon life and then turn that life into mana, so you can manage your resources that way. and then you can have your pet taking all the damage. Yeah, well, that's EQ is always a game that's going to have some downtime, but that's what I was getting ready to say was Bard, because Bard, you don't really. I mean, you have health. If you take a lot of damage, then you'll have to get your health back. They do have a health regen song, but if you're a good Bard, you won't take any damage because you can literally run around a whole zone, grab everything in a zone except for the spellcasters, right? Because they can obviously cast spells on you from a distance, but grab all the melee mobs in a zone and just have them in a big pack, and you can AoE them down. Which I've never done that because that you know it's not easy, and it'll give you carpal tunnel because you got to be swapping songs and doing all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, they call it swarm kiting. Yeah, they're probably probably the fastest XP in the game is playing a bard. Let's see what this guy is. That's the white one. I don't really want to fight him. It's blue. I was actually thinking of making a bard sometime in the near future because that's one class I've never played to a high level, and they can do so much. Like they have a version of basically every utility in the game, so you can pretty much fit every role in the game outside of like a healer because they can heal. They just don't have they don't have something to get you a lot of health fast. They have like a regeneration song. But they're definitely the other than like maybe Enchanter, they're probably the toughest classes to really master and become like really good at. Damn it. His swing radius is just massive, so it's like I got to get super close to hit him. But while I'm backing out, he can hit me from a mile away. That was a bad timing on my part. Yeah, I do have a big pet heal. I can heal myself a little bit, like it's not very fast, but the pet heal, I mean, I can give him like 40% of his health in one heal. And it's super mana efficient too, so I can heal him up. I think each heal's like 9% of my mana. So with a full mana bar, I can heal him to full 5 or 6 times. Like I can heal his whole mana or his whole health bar like 5 or 6 times. Well, that one was better. I might not have slowed that first one. Maybe that was what it was. So I was like, good lord, he's just destroying me and the pet. Sometimes I forget to slow, even though it's super important. Because it makes him attack slower, so it's like probably the most important thing. Action RPG at its finest. Yeah, this is a one of those. They call these games Twitch-based action RPGs. They really measure. It's a Souls-like, is what it is. Now, EverQuest is like a strategy game. It's more about like knowing how to use the tools that you have, how to get more tools through like because there's items with clickies and stuff that can get you abilities that you wouldn't normally have. So if you're a warrior where you don't have any spells, you can still get like a Pegasus cloak that can let you levitate, and you could get a journeyman boots let you run fast. You can get all kinds of stuff. Oh, that dude looks like he has a weapon over there. I don't think it's the one I'm after. What's he got over there? Dude, if that's the Ice Reaver or whatever it's called, there's this one two-handed sword that has like a 0.1% chance of dropping. That's a staff. That's just a Valium staff, I think. Yeah, false alarm. I was say there's this two-handed sword, super rare chance of one of these guys having it, but it is awesome. It's way better than what my Shadow Knight has right now. But that would be cheating to give it to him, so I'd have to like run him here, hope that no one else was here. What do we got? I don't know why I feel. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna make sure that these dudes aren't gonna kill me because I'm bound far away. It feels weird to burn your buffs just by sitting still. Yeah, yeah, but you gotta get your mana back. And there is well, in WoW you have eating and drinking, which was like their idea for how to speed it up but make you still have downtime. That was their solution to it. But in EQ, you have meditate, which is just a passive thing that starts whenever you sit down. Now, you can, if you really want to be Mr. Efficiency, and sometimes I do this, you can time the meditate ticks every 6 seconds. So even during a fight, you can like stand up, swing your weapon, step back, sit down, in time for that tick to happen. So basically you get mana like you never stood up, but you can be standing up, hitting with your weapon, and then sitting back down. Oh damn! This red guy's out here now. This spot might be a little bit dense for me because I don't want to. I don't like that I can't see the ones that are down here either. I feel like they're going to sneak up on me, which is kind of funny to get snuck up on by a giant, but it can happen. You didn't see him coming. You didn't see the giant coming. Damn, dude, that guy's a red con too. Red con means they're 4 levels above you or more. They're at least 4 levels above you. Basically means can't kill them. So there's some in here that I can fight. Not the elites. Ooh. Alright. Might be able to grab this one without... Of course. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Good lord. Dude hits like a truck. He hit me for like 120 damage. Well, it's fine. If he wants to focus on me, it just lets my pet hit him. Yeah, slowed it. Giants just hit super hard. Oh, it was an invisible wall. Couldn't wait for the med tick. So I got mana. Hit him. Sit back down. Got mana. Oh. Some kind of traps. No. No, the Beastlord in this game, he's kind of like, he's a mixture of a shaman, a monk, and then he's got a pet. So it's an interesting combination of classes. So basically what I have shaman spells, and then I can use weapons that a shaman and a monk can use, typically. And then you get your pet. Yeah, shamans have pets as well, but their pet is just not as strong. And they don't get the... Beastlords get a whole unique line of pet-only buffs and heals and stuff. So, oh, you know what? He doesn't have haste on. That's my fault. So this is one of the big things I just got, which is a pet buff that increases his attack speed by 60%. So it's 60% haste, which is nuts. 44 to his strength, or 44. Armor class and attack. So, and then he also has another spell that I put on him, where I can give him a chance to do a fire proc, a frost proc, a lightning proc. I just got one that's poison, but I didn't want to scribe it because it takes forever. So those two things make the, and then plus they're just flat out stronger than the shaman pet, just based on like their health and their damage output and everything. They're comparable to like a mage pet, I'm pretty sure, in terms of how strong they are. Cheesy. So, I mean, again, it depends on your class. Some classes are more reliant on groups, but they've made a ton of stuff easier to get in general. Like, one of the things that we're working on now, it's called the Eye Patch of Plunder. In normal EverQuest, you have to kill Lodazal to get that, which is basically a raid mob, like a small, like 2-group raid mob. And then you gotta kill Stormfeather, that's like a rare spawn named mob. That's also pretty difficult. So, like, you probably need a couple people to help you with that. And on here, you can do it all by yourself. You don't have to kill the raid mob, you don't have to do any of that. So they have a bunch of things like that where they are basically letting you get super powerful stuff without as much reliance on other people. Journeyman boots, that's another thing. In regular EverQuest, you have to farm for the ancient Cyclops and stuff forever, and do the whole thing where you carry 10,000 gold coins to a dude that is hasted. So he's running around like a race car, and you're sitting there weighed down with 10,000 coins, moving slow as hell, trying to catch up to him. Anyway, you don't have to do any of that here. You just have to kill like a mob that's level 20, and you can get Journeyman's Boots. Can't remember if I slowed him or not. Oh, he resisted. We got him that time. About Legends, so I liked the hero's journey a lot. Oh, thank God he ran. I was about to say we might be in trouble. I really liked the hero's journey. I didn't get to play it long because it was basically, I think I finally got into it, and then 2 or maybe 3 weeks later it got announced that it was closing down. Changes with the quest. Yeah, I've heard that Journeyman Boots was originally a drop on Drelsna, and then they made the whole Ancient Cyclops Hasten Bootstrutter quest line thing. But either way, it's easier here than on Project 99, for example. But Legends looks like it could be cool. A lot of people are thinking that it's going to be just like Hero's Journey, and I don't think so, because Secrets, one of the people working on it, actually made a multi-class server before called Chainbreaker, and it was really cool. I played on there too. Dude, I wish... I was kind of bummed out to hear that Legends isn't going to let you have alts. I'm not sure if that's like a definite thing or not, but I think that's a really bad idea. I was hoping they would do the thing from Chainbreaker where you could have 2 characters, you could have more than that, but you could have 2 characters on your account logged in at the same time, and you could have one of your characters be like a mercenary, like an AI mercenary that follows your main character around, and you could, gear them up and give them spells and tell them what spells to use when and all that stuff. It was super cool. And then, that's another thing. So you could just have a keybind where you could swap between the characters instantly. So if you wanted to actually take control of your other character, you could just hit a key and swap over. So I hoped they were going to do something like that with Legends, and then they come out saying that you can't even have an alt. I was like, what the fuck? That just sounded odd to me. Then, of course, everybody went to playing defense immediately, and they were like, well, you could play every race and class. Why do you need 2 characters? It's like, maybe I just fucking want one. Like, why is this a problem? You know what I mean? No, that's 100% what it is. That's what I was about. Yeah, you're 100% right. I was like, no one... I don't get why people immediately go to, like, carrying water on the weirdest things. But yeah, they were immediately justifying it and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, why is this an issue to have alts? I don't know why I want an alt. Maybe I just fucking want one. What's the problem? You know what I mean? But it's because they want to sell you character slots. Or they don't want people, like, letting their kid play their account, so they want to make sure you buy another account. anyway, that's the only downside to me so far. Is when I heard that, I was like, oh, I hope they don't start doing like scummy stuff. But the game itself, and I wouldn't blame the actual devs for that. I don't think that would be their idea. I think that would be forced on them by the license holder of EverQuest, Daybreak Games. Because the team that's actually making it are actually some of the same people that work on Quarm and that worked on Project 99 as well. So I would never think that they would have came up with that idea. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I just said. I know you can play other, but it's like maybe you want a character with a different progression. Maybe you want to keep your one character the same way, and you just want to try something else just to mess around. Or you want to go hard on one character with your friends, and you want to solo and do something else with your other character, and you don't want them to be the same. I mean, like I said, I don't think the responsibility is on my side of the argument to come up with why we should need alts, when it's more of a question of why not. What's it hurting to have alts? When has this ever been a problem in any other game ever? Bag slots. I don't think it's an issue. I think it's that they're withholding it because they want to sell more character slots down the line. That's the only justification I can see for it. Because yeah, maybe you don't need alts, but what does it hurt? That's what I keep coming back to. Is I don't see why we gotta justify. I think they need to justify why they're restricting something that's been a common thing. Like you usually get 10 character slots on an account in every version of EverQuest, even EverQuest 2. It's just a weird thing. It's just a weird decision. And I hope that they don't go down the road of like they have with TLPs and stuff, where they're selling all kinds of gear and XP pots and chronos involved. And I know they said they wouldn't have chrono, but they're going to have like legend bucks or something. They're not going to have chrono because they don't want you to be able to take your chrono from regular EQ and spend it on legends. They want you to have to buy it again on legends. I guarantee that's what they're going to do. If Daybreak has the final say on it, which they do, I think that's what's going to happen within like a year. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong. I'm just saying, I would never bet on Daybreak Games like doing the right thing by the customer. You know what I mean? Historically, that's a bad bet to make. But then again, maybe if it's a big success, maybe the Game John team, because like I said, Game John and Daybreak Games are two different entities. I don't think Game John would want to do any of that stuff. I think it's Daybreak who is basically the money behind it. I think it's them that would push for that stuff. But if it's a super big success, maybe Game John gets like a little bit of pull, and maybe they can, shift things more to how they want it to be. Because I have been seeing a lot of people from outside of the EQ community that were really getting interested in Legends. Because there were a lot of people outside the EQ community that played Hero's Journey too, which was crazy to see. Because they were hitting like 10,000 people online on their server at once, which is just for a EverQuest emulator server is crazy. Yeah, easy. I did the same thing. I haven't played Quarm since 2024. So I made my Shadow Knight and I got him up to like 40 or so, and then I don't know what I ended up playing after that. I know I played Turtle WoW for a long time, off and on again, but I only just recently came back to Quarm after honestly after the class update got announced for Monsters and Memories. That's when I was like, I wonder what's going on Quarm. So yeah, I think I left right when Canark was releasing. So I missed all of Canark, all of Velius, and I'm just coming back. I kind of hoped that they would, like, once they, I don't know if once they release Pop, but once they get towards the end of Pop, it'd be cool if they had, like, another server to restart the timeline. But with all this new stuff Secrets is doing, like Legends and everything, they might not be worried at all about EverQuest or about Quarm after the timeline's done. Got a weapon. That's not a weapon I'm looking for, but you got to get him out of here anyway. Yeah, I hope Legends is good. I actually just saw that they have the frog locks in Legends, but I'm not talking about like the legacy of Yakesha player frog locks. I mean the frog locks that are in like classic Guck. That frog lock model, you can play as that on Legends. That blew my mind. They have armor textures and everything for it. That was the coolest thing that I've ever seen. I got so excited when I saw that. I saw Nick Hotz uploaded a video of him playing it and talking about it and stuff. And I saw it and I looked at his character select, and he's a old school frog lock. I'm like, what? Yeah, oh, got a hit. Don't know what that's for either. It really sucks that all these weapons have this little proc on there because I can't use them for my pet. Because if I give him a weapon that has a proc on it, it screws up his innate procs or whatever, or so I've been told. But yeah, definitely if they did, I would hope it would not have the revamped Freeport. Oh, that new Freeport. I was playing the TLPs, and I kept starting in Kinos, or Kanos, however, I don't know how you say it. Uh, so I kept starting over there, and I don't know why it took me forever. I was playing on there for a while, and then I finally got over to like East Commons, and I was like, wait a minute, what's wrong with the tunnel? Then I go to Freeport, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? This place is horrible looking. It's a shithole. I never knew that I thought the TLPs had the old school world, because I'm over in Kinos or whatever, and it's old school over there. So I was like, cool. I guess they never revamped Kinos, like even on live. I think it's weird having, if you're gonna revamp, you gotta do the whole thing. It's so weird having one zone be like 2004-ish graphics, and then one zone is 98. You know, it's so discombobulating. I'm gonna try one of these berserkers. Hopefully I don't. I probably should go bind in Thurgadon. Oh, awesome. We got a red coming. Great news. So glad to see you. Yeah, I saw it looks like the login screen for Legends is like the classic login screen too, or the character select is like the classic one. And so I think the game itself is going to be good. I'm pretty I think it's pretty safe to say, because honestly, everything that I've ever played that of Secrets' work and of Rogan's work uh, has always been awesome. Like they, you know, I mean, Project 99 and Project Quarm are both them. Hey, I appreciate it, Easy Cure. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't do everything, but I did play Project 99 and got to do a lot, you know. I didn't get to do a lot during Classic, though. So, like, I've never killed Lady Vox and Nagafen and stuff. But, you know, I've done Fear, I've done Hate, I've done TOV and stuff. But even then, it wasn't, I don't know. The way raiding was done on P99 was not very classic at all. Like they would have a monk just running around the whole zone, kiting every single mob in the zone, and we would just pick the boss out. And so we just kind of hang out at the entrance. So I never got to actually see much of any of the raid zones. Which I understand why, because by that point, I think that crew of people had been raiding on P99 for like 5 years or something. So I get why they wanted it to go by faster and they just wanted to do it efficiently, but it would have been cool to see, you know, to actually go through the different raid zones and see all the rooms and stuff. But I got to get the best paladin weapon in the game at that point, though, so that was pretty cool. You got to get the Great Spear of Dawn and the Rock Smasher. Yeah, this dude is definitely a little bit higher level still. Come on, mana. Oh, that's not good. One more tick. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. No, need one more tick. Stay alive. What are you doing? Why is my health or my mana taking so long? Oh, and I fizzled it. Alright, I gotta tank for a second. Alright, so Berserkers, probably not worth. But regardless, even if I know my brother is definitely gonna really want me to play Legends, so I'll be playing it no matter what. And even if, like I said, I'm not going to hold anything against them as far as like restrictions on character slots and stuff like that, because I know that's not. I understand what they're working under. You know what I mean? So I'm still going to want to see it because I know the work that Game John has done is going to be good. I have every confidence in that, so I'm definitely going to check it out. How much is the EverQuest subscription now? I don't. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't have an issue with paying either. I don't want to pay a subscription and it would feel dirty to get gouged after that. But with it being more of a social thing, or sorry, not a with it being more of a solo thing, at least there's not quite the same implications or consequences from them having like pay to win stuff. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect you at directly as much. Because dude, when I was playing the hero's journey, I spent most of my time. I made a like I was keeping myself locked at certain levels. Like I would keep myself locked at level 20 until I cleared all the bosses in Unrest, and then all the bosses in Temple of Kazakh Thul and stuff. And I had a whole list made out of like each level range and the bosses I had to kill to go to the next level range. It was super fun. I wasn't even killing raid mobs. I didn't even care about that. I was leveling up my Black Alloy Bastard Sword to level 10, you know? So I don't really care about having I don't care about like seeing a guy and I'm like, oh, he's further ahead than me. I don't give a shit, dude. No, that's not free. Like I'm not giving them free reign to monetize everything in the most toxic way. It would still upset me if that was what the cause of it was. But as far as I don't know. Then again, what would you sell in a game like that? I mean, maybe there's going to be time sinks that you could sell, like item upgrades or something, but yeah, 100% is just like exactly. There's always going to be a bigger fish. Be it like when I play Legends, I promise you, the first play, I'm not going to be like, oh, how fast can I get to fear and AoE fear down in 2 casts? I'm like, I want to go kill all the Shadow Knights and Befallen. Hit up Varsoon the Undying, you know? I don't know why, that's just how I've always liked playing EverQuest. I've always liked the small scale, like lower end dungeons the most. Because when I first started, I looked forward to raiding so much, and then once I actually got to where I was raiding, I felt like I'm trying to think. It was like my contributions during the raid were drowned out just by the sheer amount of people around. Because there were like 60, 70, 80 people in a raid. So it was like I didn't feel like anything I was doing as an individual really made a difference. Except for there was a couple times where I lay hands on the main tank and saved the raid, and that happened I think twice. But other than that, there was not much where I was like, oh man, I can see the effect of what I'm doing. And I didn't like that as much, so looked forward to raiding until it happened, and then I was looking forward to the loot, and the raiding was just kind of a chore I had to get through to get the loot. And then as soon as I got my Rock Smasher, I spent a month down in Lower Guck every single day just running around the live side of lower gut because I was allied with or I was friendly with all the live side frogs, and I would just attack groups that were down there. As soon as they got a big pull, I'd just jump on them. That was a fun time. I think we can kill a scout real quick. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna kill one more scout, guys, and then I got to hop off here. I gotta make my daughter some lunch and stuff. She's home today, so. I'll be back on this afternoon. Probably about at 1 o'clock Eastern, something like that. Probably take about an hour break, hour and 15. Man, that's nothing but the... Ooh, he's got a weapon. No. Alright, so this is either a junky Velium sword, or this is the Ice Reaver sword. They both look the same, so we're gonna see. Ooh, rested XP from WoW. That is a good idea. Yeah, and I don't know if you've kept up with Monsters and Memories. They have a similar. It's not as big of a bonus as WoW. WoW was a 100% XP bonus when you had rested, but Monsters and Memories has their whole campfire system, and basically you can, as long as you have wood to build a campfire, you can permanently have a 25% XP bonus. 20 or 25. So it's, it's nice to have stuff like that. Dude, you leave me alone. Why are you... How is he hitting me from that far away? Bullshit, dude. I'm gonna slow him again. I don't believe he... It really sucks that the only slow I get is like the level 9 shaman slow. I think it's like 20%. Still very necessary to do it on every mob, but it'd be cool if... Oh, fuck you. It'd be cool if I had the, Oh, fizzle more, dude. Come on. Alright, so I need 15% mana to cast my new pet heal. I should have probably figured that out beforehand. Dude, why is he sticking to me like that? It's so weird. Don't die, don't die. Dude, if this isn't that sword, I'm gonna be shocked, because it seems like he's doing a lot more damage than the other scouts were. This isn't good. Oh, dang, nice. Oh, it's not the good one. I don't think I need that for anything. Well, it's not the Bellium sword. 2045. It's not a bad weapon at all. It's just not the Drakel or Drakel. I don't know how you say that. Drakel Ice Reaver. Yeah, the Ice Reaver's 2440. Then the hammer, the one I'm looking for, is, well, they have one that's 22 damage, 50 delay, and then there's the better one that's 27 damage, 45 delay. But there's a huge difference in the drop rate on those two. The 27 damage one's like a 0.1% chance of dropping. Alright, I'm just going to get my pet up. God, these dudes are tough, though. Are you talking about when you're playing solo or self-found? Hmm. 3. Uh, I'm giving him 2 proc weapons. This is stupid, but I don't have anything else. I think it's better for him to quad and not have his procs than it is for him to have his procs and not quad. Yeah, well, it's more of like, if you're, especially if you're not just self-found, if you're playing solo self-found, you got to sort of recalibrate what your what good gear is for your level, right? Because it's, you got to base it on what you can get, obviously, and the best that's available for you right there at that point. And so it's very different than playing a regular character, what you would consider good gear. But there are definitely, even if you're sticking to the old world zones, there are actually quite a few pieces of gear that you can get that are much stronger than, how was this? Like, the item, it seems like it would drop off a much higher level mob than it does. Like, it seems like it's a super strong item to be dropping off such a low level mob. One of those is, if you're a melee, the Blackened Alloy Bastard Sword out of Runny Eye it's like a 24 damage two-hander, and you can get it at probably level 25. which is just, compared to anything else that level that you can get, is insane. Like this sword that I just got isn't even as good. It has less damage and a longer delay, so not nearly as good. And this is off a dude that's almost level 40. So it's crazy that the black alloy sword is so good for its level. Or for the level you can get it, rather. Here we got Spear of the Wolf refreshed. Alright guys, like I said, I'm gonna log off for a little bit and make some lunch. Oh, I'm not flagged. So I didn't like the grouping limitations for self-found because I saw a lot of people playing solo self-found. I didn't see many people playing just self-found. And if you are playing just self-found, you can only group with other people who are also self-found. And I didn't care for that, especially because of things like ports. I think you can accept punts, maybe? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But, like I said, I always just play the game self-found anyway, because, you know, that's just how I like to play. I'm glad there's a name for it now, though, which is cool. Because people used to just call it stupid. They'd be like, offering me a weapon. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I just, you know. And they're like, oh, why? The you know, numbers on this are better than the numbers on yours. I'm like, no, I get that. I just want to, you know, kill the thing. I want to see where it came from. I want to do that part myself. And they'd just be like, that's stupid. This weapon's better. Why do you want to do this? Take the better weapon and then go kill the thing. I'm like, nah, it's not the same. But yeah, so, you know what? Actually, I can check for you right now. Because they have their Quarm info thing. I don't know if you... This is actually a useful site. If I can find it. I know I saved it. Oh, not Quarm info. It's Quarm.guide. Here you go. I would, if you plan on playing on Quarm, I would definitely bookmark that. It has so much helpful stuff. But, here's the about. Oh, here we go. Actually, this is a better one. This is a better link. It's kind of hidden if you go to that page I've linked first, but you can see at the top it's got the rule sets. Okay, so if you're self-found, you can't group or raid with players who are not playing self-found. You can't be buffed or healed by players who are outside of your experience credit range. You can't get items from merchants that weren't naturally on the merchant. It's a lot of... Most of it's like obvious self-found stuff, but there is a few things. It's mainly those things that kind of made me be like, yeah, it seems like too much of a hassle, because all I care about is getting the gear I wear for myself. I don't care about not accepting ports and stuff. Like, that's too much of a hassle. Yeah, so that's the real main restriction, other than things that you would naturally assume would be part of self-found. But they, like I said, they do have punts now, and I'm not sure if those count. They don't specifically say. I'm going to ask in chat. No. So you can't even accept punt. You can. There's no porting for a self-found character. Unless the person unless the person that you're getting a port from happens to also be self-found and within your level range. So then you can group. But if you're solo self-found, then obviously all that's out the door. And since most of the porters and stuff are 60, basically no ports. But you do have the Nexus, so if you do want to flag up, then you have the Nexus that you can, and there's the soul binders now, the NPCs, so you can get binds in different cities and stuff. So it's not, they've added some things to make it not as, rough. But me personally, like I said, that's just the way I play anyway. So I more would leave that stuff up to my own discretion, because I'm not doing self-found for like a title or whatever you get for a level into 60 self-found. I'm doing it because that's just the way I play. Alright, anyway, yeah, my daughter's complaining at me. I gotta make her some food. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. We will get this hammer yet, I promise. These giants ain't gonna win. Peace out.